Hello Libra, and welcome to your Astroflower reading of 2022. This is going to be a yearly reading. This is the Astroflower. It is a new concept for the new paradigm. So if you don't know anything about the Astroflower, please do check out the description below, because there will be a link which gives you introductory videos to the Astroflower. It'll help you to understand the elements and the qualities and the aspects that make up your flower in particular. It's going to help you with these tarot readings that we do on a weekly basis, but also on the Astroflower readings, which we do every 2 weeks according to the vibrations that are flowing through the sign that is present at that time of year. It's also connected to the universal vibrations, such as the solar flares, and the solar activity and how it affects the planets and also planet Earth, and therefore affects your chakras and your aura, like everything else. You can see that on our sister channel, which is Cymatic TV, which is also linked in the description below. If you want to learn even more, there is also books that are available that we've written according to the Astroflower. So without further ado, and just giving you enough time to subscribe and click that bell so then you get notifications for all future videos coming up. Let's get straight into your reading, shall we? So as I said, we're going to be doing a reading for 2022, and we're going to be looking at the karmic paths and what sort of things you should be sort of exploring and understanding this year, according to your path on this planet. Okay, so we'll do this through 10 cards on each petal of the Astroflower. Okay, so Libra, sit back, relax, and do enjoy. Yes. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to pull these cards out here, see what we can sort of see what's happening for you, Libra, for 2022. Okay, so petal 1. So petal 1 is the influences from the universe trying to encourage you upon your karmic mission on your spiritual path, which is the left hand side or the right hand side of the petal, and like right hand side of your flower, and the material side of your life is concerned with the left hand side of your flower. So in petal 1 you get the Knight of Wands. So like a lot of signs, pretty much everybody at the moment, I haven't done quite every single sign as yet, but like most of the signs, 2022 does seem to be the new path for the new paradigm, and everybody seems to be heading off in a new dimension, basically. So the Knight of Wands is that starting of that journey, just like a knight getting on top of his horse, and it's that fiery, passionate energy. So the universe is sort of helping you, or sort of encourage you to get involved in your karmic path in a passionate sense, and on a regular sense as well. So applying yourself on your karmic path. That's with that beating drum that you can well see on those cards there. You know, and the fire is coming out of that drum. So it's that rhythmical fashion of that karmic path, which will be interesting for you. Okay, so that's how the universe is trying to encourage you on your karmic path. Let's just see what, you know, on your spiritual sense, what is your karmic path? Emotional mastery, in a way, in a masculine sort of sense. So in a masculine sort of sense where it's going to be sort of concrete and tangible in a way. So it might be a case of a new love. It might be a case of changing or adjusting the relationship that you're in at this present time in order to explore those tangible sides of love. Could be new activities and stuff like that. But it's certainly giving a connection between, he's got one finger in the bowl of the cup, and the other finger is touching a starfish. So a starfish can pretty much go in every sort of direction and stuff like that. And it's you know, it's a very versatile sort of thing, and everything's sort of happening underneath. So this is going to be coming from you, and the universe is trying to encourage that within you to go down that path. Let me just quickly check, sort of see whether I've started recording. I do apologise, Libra. It happens. Okay, so it's, you know, the universe is encouraging you to go down that path, and it's also on your karmic path as well. This is what you should be happening for you. Okay, let's just see what's happening on your physical path. Look at that, wishing upon a star. You know, it's you know, a wish fulfilled. She's got a string attached to that sort of star. So, you know, I think, like everybody, it's the starting of a new path, and dream big. That's what it's sort of saying to you, Libra. Don't hold back. Don't hold back on your dreams. Really look for the stars. You know, you've got it within you. This is supposed to happen. This is supposed to, you know, this is what's supposed to happen in your life at the moment. So, you know, starting a new job or a new project or building a house or business and stuff like that, just let your dreams flow out. You know, just, you know, Libra is that cardinal air sign. So, you know, you like to know mentally how things are going to play out in the near future. You know, you have a lot of earth at your base as well. So you like it to be tangible as well, which goes in line with that King of Cups. So, you know, it's all very well wishing for the stars, and that's absolutely brilliant. But at the same time, you know, make it realistic. You know, shoot for the stars, but the first things first, you've got to get off the surface of the earth. So let's, you know, there may be some practical aspects that you may need to sort out, but, you know, look really high if I was you. You know, I think that's a really good thing sort of playing to you. This is what the universe is bringing to you in respect to trying to guide your karmic path on your material front. Justice. Pretty much you. You know what I mean? Look, you got those two balances. I don't know if you can see that. Should focus. But you've got those two balance, you know, that the balances is in that card. And, you know, it's a case of... I think the universe there is trying to ask you to be yourself. You know, stand by your own values. That's what it's sort of saying. Don't worry about the rest of the world. The rest of the world has its own values. And seeing what stuff went down over the last 2 years, you know what I mean? I wouldn't base your values on a social society that we have had over these last 2 years. It's been a real eye-opener for everybody. And this is this whole sort of new paradigm that's sort of coming through. So stick true to your values. That's what the universe is sort of saying to you. On petal 5 is that super subconscious. So basically it's where your guides are trying to help you manifest your karmic path as you go forward. So it's trying to manifest coincidences around you. That could be something that you hear on the radio, or something that someone says as you're walking down the street, that you know, as they walk past you, that triggers something within you and helps you understand whether you further go down on your path. And on your, you know, on your spiritual side, you've got the 8 of Wands. So therefore, you're going to get a lot of messages all through the year, and they tend to be coming in thick and fast by the looks of things. And this is where your karmic path is where you've got to have control of your emotions. You know, air can be flustered quite quickly, and as it gets flustered, you know, sometimes we confuse emotions with the mind, and that is not the case. In your mind, you have no emotions whatsoever. In order to have emotion, you have to have a sentiment, you know, about something. To have a sentiment about something means you have to feel it, and we do not feel anything in the mind. There is all that logic, which you are a brilliant logic person about things. You help to sort a lot of the problems out in the world. But this is where the karmic path is asking you to deal with your emotions, and that's in your body. So listen to your body. Listen to what it's saying to you. You know, because as those messages come in, It's not necessarily the mind that's going to be able to sort it out. It might well be your body. Okay, so you got the Page of Swords. This is all about you, I think, by the things on the physical front. Looks like it's going to be an amazing year. So a Page of Swords, the learning process of what you're going through in over this time, over this next year, is gonna, it's gonna take you across canyons, but you're going to be able to float across them because you're going to have lots of ideas. And I think this is tied into that Eight of Wands on this side. The two things seem to be unifying very quickly within you, crystallizing your paths, the spiritual and the physical side. So it seems to be coming together quite quickly here, which is really good. Okay, so don't be afraid to examine your ideas. Some of them you're going to throw away, some of them you're going to get rid of. But if you don't examine them, you'll never know which ones to get rid of. Okay, so we're going to move into Petals 8 and Petals 9. Petals 8 and Petals 9 is, if you like, your subconscious. So it's a little bit where your guides try and help you in your spirit with your mental side and your emotions. Work out what you're supposed to be doing and where you're supposed to be going and where you're supposed to be living the here and now. It's a little bit like the Tom and Jerry sort of devil and angel sitting on their shoulders in the cartoons and stuff like that. So on Petal 8, excuse me, Petal 8, I'm just going to have a drink of tea because obviously my throat is talking to me. So Petal 8 is about that subconscious level, and it's what it's sort of saying is in your subconscious you have learnt a lot. You should feel comfortable in your power. Look, you've got the King of Cups following up to the King of Pentacles. You have both sides of that balance. You know what I mean? You have that material side and that emotional side. It works, together. And it's those messages that come in will help you balance between the two of the Cups and the Pentacles. Very interesting, very lovely reading at the moment. Okay, this is where we're going to deal a little bit with your inner fears because of wind, as I say, because wind can get flustered very quickly. On your subconscious level, you like security because you have that earth at your base, and you do have earth running through the center, which is just above this petal in this section here, where you get mutable earth from Virgo that comes all the way through here. Yeah, so you can change directions, you can change sense and stuff like that. And this is normally sort of like heartache and sort of breakup of relationships and stuff like that. But we're on the physical side, so it's not really concerned with that. And I think it's more to do with your own personal fears that if I shoot for the stars, I may just end up crashing on the earth. And yeah, you might well do. But you really want to get to the end of your life and you say, do you know what, I didn't try. I didn't have a go. I didn't do it. When you get upstairs and you're doing that review, you're going to be sort of kind of going, that's that moment when I let my fears be my guide. Don't let your fears guide you. Let them be your counsel. So basically, I'm going to jump off a cliff into water at the beach. My fears are that I'm going to smash up against the edge of the cliff. So basically, I look and I observe what is the best way to jump off that cliff. Once I know that, my fears have served its purpose. So don't hold on to your fears. You have to let them go. And luckily, it's just within that subconscious level where you can let them go, because your karmic path is absolutely beautiful. It's more of a warning than anything else, I think, for you, Libra. Let's see how you manifest that in Petal 10, which is Petal 10 is the accumulation of these two pathways, your spiritual and your material karmic paths. And look at that. Motherhood, the Empress, the unification of body, mind and spirit. And it's exactly what I was talking about on your karmic path. This is what your here and now should be all about. You should be in your body. Can you see she's pregnant and everything like that with the earth, which is basically the end of a cycle but it's also everything that you could possibly need for life. You know, you have that within you. So if you're going to manifest that in your life, you have to be sure of your emotions, and in the material world, you have to go for it. You have to shoot for the stars. So very nice outcome. Very nice outcome. And what do we have for... this is petal 6. So this is your inner sanctum, the child and everything like that, your inner being, as it were. And you've got the 6 of swords. So it's saying to me that your fears in your subconscious about the physical world, I'm not going to make it, are false. You know, it's as if this person has gone through that and is now crossing the oceans to a new land, a new paradigm. I think your fears are slightly unfounded because it comes in from that side here. And it's encircled by earth, fire, and earth on this side. So it's very much to do with the physical world. And it's those emotions that come in between these two cards that may cause you conflict. And this is where your karmic mission is. You've got to learn to listen to your body and allow your mind to apply the logic to what your body is telling you. Once you do that, all of a sudden there's no choices in life. It becomes completely evident of where you should be going. Really good reading, Libra. Really good. Looks like 2022 is going to be an amazing year if you just go ahead and do it. And you don't allow you to sort of kind of go, oh, I don't know. Who knows? No one really knows. Life is funny like that. You know, it's not a circle. And if you look from above, it looks like a circle like that. But actually, it's a spiral. So if you're looking at it from the side, you can see that it's actually, okay, so it looks like it's going around the same place. And as it comes round, it's not going in the same place. It's slightly above it. So you're always advancing. So just go ahead and do it. You've got nothing to lose. You really got to look at the world around you. Look at the world around you. You really have nothing to lose. Is that the 3 cards you want? Is it? Right, okay, fine, fair enough. Okay, so what we're going to try and do here, we're going to unify these 3 cards here and these 3 cards here and just clarify them a little bit. So on the spiritual side, we get the end, death and rebirth, the end of a cycle, followed by the 10 of swords. So if it is the end of a cycle and you become emotionally secure within yourself, not that you're not emotionally secure, but you become sure about your own emotions, you're going to have to say goodbye to certain things. And certain things, that might cause you a bit of pain to say goodbye to them. But it's probably for the best, not just for you, but also for them or for the other people. And on the spiritual path, that could be concerned with relationships, family, friends, community, and that sort of thing. And you've got to head down that journey with the 3 of Wands. And I think that 3 of Wands is the most important part of the journey. Look on this side. You've got quite a few wands going on there with a bit of pentacles and the cups sort of connected together. So it's that unification, as I said, from the material and the spiritual side. And that's when you're going to get to there with ease. You know what I mean? It's going to be fun. It looks like it's going to be great. Let's just see what's going on the karmic path on your material front, shall we? Okay, so here we go. The end of the cycle, what I was telling you about on the other side. But also the world, where are you going to get your resources from if it's not from the world? As you go through from one side to the other into a new cycle, you will have all the resources that you need. And it's going to happen quickly, apparently. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. And going quickly is going to be those checks and balances. Some of them you just got to ride. And in order to circumnavigate some of the checks and balances, you've got to go into the feeling of being sure of your emotions, which is on your spiritual path. Yeah? Leap of faith next to the star. I think the justice is basically sort of saying what the past world was, there's the world, it's done, learn from it, make, judgment on that last path. That is the world. The page of swords is to do with that Chariot, that's sort of helping you to move on. And the Fool is that leap of faith and, shooting for the stars. So really good. Let's see if we can unify these four up the top here between your inner being, your subconscious, and your here and now. So let's see what's happening there. Oh, look at that. You get the Three of Swords by the Three of Swords. I know a lot of Libras. I've got 2 kids that are Libras, right? And it's better off having 2 because then they keep themselves in balance, and they're lovely things, But they do tear shreds off themselves. And this is, you got to. This is the. I think this is the real lesson here on this night, King of Cups. I think it's going to come in from that side. Let's just see what happens on that side. The 9 of Swords as well. This is what you could really affect yourself. So you've got to fall in love with your emotions, I think. I like to shuffle it because obviously, I don't want you to come away with that, Let's just see what we can come up with. But there's a lot of swords around there, as you can well see. Very emotional. And a lot of it is unseen. So trusting your inner being will help you to organise and deal with all the unseen things that are happening around you. And you've got to stop beating yourself up about it. How can you learn? How can any of us learn without getting it wrong? So don't worry about getting it wrong. Just worry about not doing it. If you don't do it, that is really the wrong thing. Trust yourself. And as you do trust yourself, you'll expose those hidden energies, those the yin and yang, the things those fears that you can say, oh, but what if that one happened? Yeah, it might well happen. But what if it doesn't? How do you know? You can read as many tarot cards as you want, but it doesn't beat living life. And you should. Every single day, when you wake up, you open your eyes, there it is. There's another day to be lived. And it should be fun. You should really enjoy it. Good reading, I think. And it's got a big warning for you, which something you've got to deal with. And we've all got our own shit to deal with. You know what I mean? So 2022 looks like it can be an amazing year for you. And the only thing stopping you is you in this case. So don't be your own block. Don't be your own blockage within yourself. Okay, Libra? I hope this helps you. It's going to be really interesting to see how this pans out as we read the tarots every week for you, to see how you get on with this karmic path over this coming year, how the elements and the qualities affected, which you'll see on Cymatic TV, to do with all of this, and how this actually develops. But I'm really looking forward to that Empress part, where you really start getting in your stride and you start unifying the whole thing. So, Libra, the world is your oyster. Yeah? Please do enjoy.